because Smurf, when he's not on Poppy, has struggled up in that top lane. Challenge Albus, Nox, Luna to pick some of these carries and then see if they can actually snowball or not.
Yeah, bans that I would have liked to have seen from ROX Tigers would have been either Poppy, Brand, or Trundle, and try to see if Smurf actually can play carry top laners, take him off the tanks, and force him to really play against Smeb.
Seems like they want to first pick Elise again. The same thing we saw before. They banned both Syndra and Vladimir. Clearly do not trust Koro on that Syndra. They don't want to first pick it. Albus can go for an Elise ban here. And then suddenly the two main jungle picks for Peanut is removed. Alistar is still available, and I talk about it a lot, but I think Gorilla on that Alistar is just fantastic.
What is that?
Oh, they're giving Elise.
Olaf. Yeah, they give Elise. God damn it. They give Elise, they give Alistar.
That's a wasted ban, because even if you leave the Olaf open and just ban like Teemo or something, he's still gonna pick Elise.
Yeah, that Olaf ban's a little bit suspicious unless they're reading into something from like scrims or whatnot, because Peanut hasn't played Olaf.
No, they banned it. ROX Tigers used to ban the Olaf against people who plays a lot, and they just saw this pick and ban phase with the Syndra Vladimir ban on blue side. Definitely do not agree with the Olaf ban. I would have much preferred like an Alistar ban, unless you're planning on taking it now for the crit. But then you're removing him from some of the big playmaking range support where he's actually looked really, really good. So if you don't pick Alistar here, why didn't you just ban it?
Yeah, that really doesn't make too much sense to me. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if ROX just goes, okay, we're playing our game. Peanut's got Elise again. Kuro, have Victor. Prey, take Lucian. Oh.
Just quickly, what is going on? Poppy was open, they didn't take it. They didn't take the Alistar. Lucian are a decent comfort picks, but Aurelion Sol and Ezreal are great picks for both these players.
And Albus, Nox, Luna has been the only team in the tournament to first rotation something like Lucian. Almost every other team, they'll look at like the big 380 carries being Jhin, Ezreal, and Sivir. Albus, Nox, Luna valued a Lucian so highly, but it's not about even you valuing it that high. It's also, will the other team take it or not? There's no point in taking a pick like Lucian early if the other team is not very likely to take it themselves, because then you could save it and pick higher priority picks. But they clearly value that Lucian so much, and they want to make sure they get it no matter what.
Right. And I don't know if that karma is going to be put onto Kuro. I hope not. While I trust Kuro to live in the laning phase and farm up with that karma, I don't want to see ROX Tigers go with the karma comp to the last game.
Well, the problem is we won't get any Alistar there if it's karma support.
Yeah, a weird one actually. And just to correct myself, Aurelion Sol was not picked, it was Karma instead, but Ezreal's nice comfort there for Prey. Back to comfort for Stayhos as well. Kira going to take Victor away from Kuro, and Graves going to be the pick there for the jungle. So decent jungle matchup. Stayhos should be happy here, but they are last picking support, it feels like, for Liquid, which I do like, but we'll see what ROX answer with here.
Yeah, if your support has a big champion pool, you can definitely save it for last pick, and you have a lot of different choices that can kind of shape your composition. Graves is fine against Elise. He can actually duel Elise after like level 4 and 5, especially once he gets some attack speed and attack damage. You can kill the Spiderlings very easy and just burst down the Elise. But you are surrendering early ganks, and ROX Tigers have shown when Peanut is on Elise, they can actually get the early advantage, have a few ganks early. We saw the level 3 gank in the bot lane. So ROX Tigers, I feel, are getting a lot of strong picks here.
Now that is a Rise locked in, and instantly you saw Kira select that cleanse. You cannot mess with the snare from Rise chained into Cocoon from Elise. Way too scary. Now, I'm a little bit uncomfortable though, I'll be honest, going into this game. Rise is not a champion I would typically associate with Kuro. Very high mechanical intensiveness, and a lot of reliance on roam and setting up plays with this team, which generally that's not what you think of when you think of Kuro.
Yeah, definitely so. Rise is a super strong duelist. Like, if he gets a 1v1 in a side lane, he's fantastic. His team fighting can be very difficult to execute. His main damage is a skill shot, can easily get blocked. And also he's fairly low range, so he has to kind of kite around team fights. And if you look at the composition from Albus, Nox, Luna here, there's a lot of team fighting power. Graves, Gnar, and Victor are very, very strong team fighters. Good scaling as well, and all those 3 picks, kind of only the 80 carry falling behind a little bit. But I think Albus, they saw the Rise and knew, okay, there's a potential of some split pushing going on. We're gonna pick hard engage. That is the Bard. We've seen 2 games where Liquid played it. 1 game he was awful and didn't hit anything. And the next game he hit almost everything and was one of the big carries against CLG earlier today.
When that's gonna, I'm wondering if that's Tank Karma. I'm really wondering. There was a challenger player in Korea server which actually made a lot of top Korean teams practice Tank Karma in scrims. That's a long time ago, but it's pretty obnoxious.
So what would be the build order?
Oh, no.
He's support. Or she's support.
Yeah, no, but the screen.
Oh, you thought it was the top. Yeah, I've seen the tank top lane Karma. I get you.
That's weird.
All right, so standard stuff here as it turns out. Don't forget those, God damn it. Don't forget those hashtags, of course. Hashtag ROXin or hashtag ANXwin. Battle for first place begins now. Not the teams I thought we would be seeing.
Well, one of them.
Yeah, sure. ROX Tigers I didn't expect them to need a tiebreaker, but they are going to need it here. We'll see if Albus Nox Luna can turn the trick again with an upset, or if ROX claim maybe their rightful or expected place in the group. 30 Flash players are going to move into our last game of the day for Group A.
Now both teams can, in a way, relax a little bit because they are guaranteed to go into the quarterfinals, but at the same time, getting that first place is so important at the World Championship. It can mean everything for you when it comes to getting that first BU5, especially if you're Albus Nox Luna. You don't want to have to face a team like SKT in a best-of-5 as your first quarterfinal. But this pick-a-man phase, in my opinion, is risky, very risky on the side of Albus Nox. Giving away Elise again to Peanut. He just showed the last game. He was MVP. He was all over the place. If ROX Tigers can win the early game, they will for sure win the late game as well. Just because they are such a good late game team. We saw how hard it was for Albus to close out that game. It took them 30 extra minutes. And they almost lost the game as well. Something
I'm worried about, though, for the ROX Tigers is they have 5 sources of magic damage. Ezreal does deal a little bit of magic. And that's a little bit worrisome because that means that once Stejos gets the Maw, once Gnar starts getting Guardian Angel, Spirit Visage, once a Miracle gets QSS, there's a lot of resistances that can come out for their team, and it can make it very difficult to close out for ROX.
And also the lack of front line on the side of ROX Tigers. It's very hard to play late game team fights when you don't have like a tank or 2 in front of you. So as a DPS, you have to constantly worry about where you are in these fights, because if one guy lands some CC on you, you die just instantly because there's too much damage on the other side. Graves, Victor, Lucian, they will just burst you down instantly. So that is very difficult to play around, but ROX Tigers are putting so much focus on winning that early game and snowballing it. This is a level 2 gank in the bottom lane.
In the early game, Gorilla could be in trouble here. Stejos going to look for a prey. Going to try and take him down. The Starlet's on the Gorilla go, and Stejos is going to move in, but ROX do dodge it. Very cheeky there from Stejos. He's taking a lot of damage. Prey might go back in, but thinks better of it this time.
Got a flash and a heal away from the bot lane of ROX Tigers. One summoner used on the other side from Lecrit. If you don't follow up now to try and kill the Karma, then your gank was sadly not worth it, because now as a jungler, you sit on 1 CS because you killed the Grump. And that's it. And Peanut, well, he's already done 3 camps once this little annoying wolf decides to die. So he's just power farming the jungle, and the other guy has a Grump.
Yeah, but I don't think that's so painful for Stejos as it could be if he was another jungler. And this is primarily because Graves' interaction in the top lane and mid lane, we look at Victor, we look at Gnar, he doesn't really have a lot of ability to gank those lanes anyway. So as long as his laners play defensive and he can just safely farm up, the onus is on Peanut to make something happen.
And Peanut is on Elise, the best early ganker. So I think actually Peanut is fine with that, and I think that's exactly what he wants, be able to set up ganks here. PvP Stejos taking a bit more damage.
Nice play from Kira. His Gorilla roamed up as well. Kira now gonna get himself zoned away, and Peanut's also in the area. NoX have to tread very carefully here.
Yeah, gonna be 3 buffs now for the ROX Tigers. No blue buff for PvP Stejos. Has to go top side.
Good little stun there from Gorilla, actually getting the tether, but this is kind of what we expected. Stejos went for the cheeky play, did not pay off, and now Peanut's just gonna take away his blue, and Stejos can't really do anything in this jungle. Peanut very far ahead, 10 CS to 4 right now, and it's getting worse and worse for the Graves.
Yeah, really good for Koro to get that blue buff. You see, starts with the mana crystal. What you want to do is rise in this matchup, is just get enough gold for your tier, go back, get your tier, return to lane, while the Victor is not on 1250 gold, so he can't recall for Hexcore, and then just play super aggressive with potion advantage, with mana advantage, and look for these trades and stop the Victor from getting a good back.
And a lot of poke coming out from ANX here. And oh, this is very aggressive.
Yeah, it certainly is. Here, they're doing Liquid. There's first blood. Actually up for Peanut, and now Miracle going to get over again. Peanut, can he do it once more? He can. Pray this time with a double. Perfect dive from ROX Tigers.
Such a nice setup in the bottom lane. All starts with the jungler falling behind, and then ROX Tigers invading that jungle, taking away blue buff. Lecrit was very low in the bottom lane. That was a very easy dive for ROX Tigers.
Yeah, and that was fantastic for them because it gives Peanut a lot of initiative over Steos. And I want to point out in mid lane, Kuro went super aggressive with Kira because Ryze has a much simpler recall timing, given that he only needs to purchase that tier.
It's just a dive before here. Lecrit was so low. I mean, super easy for Peanut to just walk in, pick up a free kill. And as the least, you can always reset the tower aggro, and then you can get back out alive. So really, really good dive in the bottom lane. And some of the problems, if you lose early game this hard, you start falling behind, especially in the jungle, and then the enemy can just invade on you. Another problem, we talked about the Victor back timing twice. He went back right now. Didn't exactly have the best first buy as a Victor.
Yep. And that's definitely going to stunt his itemization because now it also attacks Victor's wave clear. So very far behind across multiple lanes right now for ANX.
This is so dangerous as well from Steos trying to face check Gorilla. Gonna get aggressed on once more. Prey goes in, he needs off. Doesn't land it, but here that go Kuro in with the ghost, does get it, gets the snare just to ensure the kill, and Steos too late there, although this might be it here. Peanut gets one Cocoon, gonna land it back in there as Gorilla's trying to do what he can. Kuro will get a kill back there and take out the Ryze. ROX with a tiny misstep there.
Yeah, use 2 summoners on Kuro as well, just to pick up another kill in the bottom lane, but they're putting so much focus on getting Prey and Gorilla further ahead and just taking some of the free kills they can pick up in the bottom lane. They don't care about the enemy jungler right now. They don't care about the enemy Victor either. Getting a kill is important for Kiro though, because as we talked about, he fell behind with his first back. It didn't get to upgrade his Hex Core, really impacting his wave clear with the laser. But getting a kill is important. Peanut, he's looking for more ganks. Sadly for him, that ward had a few seconds left to live, and actually did spot him.
And right now, Lecrit...
Oh my god.
Flash and everything. This is falling apart for Albus Nox Luna.
That's not good at all.
Correct.
So everything across all lanes is just not going very well. The only saving grace they have is Smurf up in top lane is going even in CS, but Smeb does have that assist.
Yeah, really, Smurf needs to get a Hex String on this matchup.
I like that a lot, but attempt fails there. Steos gets out of the way, and Kuro decides not to commit to traveling through the portal. Again, we talk about Peanut and how good his early game is. This is what's kind of been missing from the early stages, but the last game here versus CLG, and now this game again versus ANX for their rematch tiebreaker. Peanut's looking on fire, and maybe it's the Elise, maybe it's just a bit of confidence he got back, but this is what we expected to have happen, and it's great to see Peanut kind of at the class we expected him to be coming into the World Championships.
Yeah, definitely setting him up for success. More aggressive early game last game, this game as well. Sadly, I have to highlight that bottom lane from Albus losing this hard, and Steos with the level 2 gank is almost hurting Albus more than it actually, in a sense, benefit Peanut in his own performance, because at this point, they just have to walk down and pick up the kill. It's just a minion waiting to get last hit down that bottom lane. At least if you look at the last 2 kills they've got. A Miracle and Lecrit got to step it up.
Yep. And now we see Gorilla roaming, trying to get some vision on. What they're trying to do right here is they want to find Stehos, just so they can know exactly where he is and where he can go for the next few moments.
Well, they found him, because there's a ward there, and there's the face check again. Gorilla. Bit of damage there as the tether going to move in as well. Kuro can jungle the ultimate, doesn't have it back yet, but so much threat here from the ROX Tigers on this bottom side of the map. I mean, sure, let Smeb and Smurf farm it out. They've got teleports if they need to join, but ROX has so much control over 2/3 of the map from mid and bottom lane. There's a Drake up if they want it, like one lane going even, 2 lanes winning, and the jungler winning as well. That's exactly what ROX want.
In an early game meta with only standard lanes, having 2 winning lanes often means you can take full control of the map, because you can just decide so easily where you want to make plays. If you can always push bot lane, always push mid lane, your mid laner can always roam very easily to that bottom lane. You dive or you force them off towers, take that first tower, you extend the goal lead, and then suddenly Dragon is right behind you. You can take that for free, and you can just get so many things so quickly. And it's really hard to actually come back in this meta here. Once you start losing these outer turrets, comeback mechanics, it's basically you winning a big team fight. But that is where the ROX Tigers have been good in every game they've played so far.
And oddly enough, ANX's team composition you would expect to be stronger in the first team fight, given that Ryze needs time to build up, as does Ezreal. They have 2 tier lanes, but because of how the early game transpired, it's just not looking very good for them, and when the 12-13 minute mark hits, it's probably going to be a lot of chaos.
That's rough, because here Kura and Kira going to go head-to-head once more. Kura, gets himself out from under the ultimate, and Peanuts at it again.
Oh, they actually TP in here. It's going to be a fight in the bottom lane.
Interesting stuff here. Liquor trying to lock them up. Does have the ultimate, but will get locked down. Gorilla dodges out of that ultimate.
There's a Peanut wants
the cocoon, doesn't get it. Smeb TP's his way down as well. Has the ulti. ROX can just keep pressuring here.
Yeah, I'll pick the Rumble teleport every single time if it's against the Mininar showing up, throwing one boomerang, and then kind of walking away. I think Smurf was just trying to react instead because he saw Elise walk around the corner and he wanted to be there for safety. In the end, he shows up and has no impact. Tower goes down, exactly what ROX wanted and what we talked about. When you have these winning lanes, you can just so easily pressure the tower. That's the first goal for you. Kira taking a lot of damage.
Oh, that's not good news. Clem splashes out of the way. Might be safe, but the snipes there. Prey again on point with the skill shot as he claims another victim.
Yeah, and now that's going to be Dragon. It's going to be the Cloud Drake handed over to the ROX Tigers. And honestly, this Dragon's not so bad because they are very proactive right now. They have dominance across the map. And ANX is just basically being forced to work defensively. So the Cloud Drake's going to actually do a great deal of wonder for them.
Yeah, and when you are winning the early game, you just want whatever Dragon, honestly, because stacking a few of them in case you can't finish the game, for when you get Elder Drakes later with the extra buffs, is super, super valuable. And you kind of just want to roll the dice on the next Dragon now. Hope it is an Infernal or a Mountain to snowball the game even further. Cloud is fine to get multiple Clouds is actually really, really strong if you have the advantage on the map. And nice little snipe from Prey here. Second time he snipes a member from Albus. Some easy kills for him. And ROX Tigers are in full control in this game.
And the Ionian Boots also completed for Kuro, by the way. That's just so he can make use of his summoner spells that much more often, not electing to just blitz straight into the first item. So lots of aggressive build paths and just aggression coming out from Tigers. And oh, Kira.
Really just in there. Prey again doing decent damage. She's from Kira, almost blows one up, but Prey now on a rampage as Liquid's going to get chased down. Rappel is very nice. And that should line up another one. They do take the turret.
Nice.
Great double binding, and there's one. But Prey will live through the day, and ROX going to keep pushing down mid.
Gets one here, but Albus, they have zero control over the map. They're just getting ganked left and right. Smeb is coming in, wants to join the party, realizes that he actually wasn't invited, and does step away. And if ROX Tigers can just keep snowballing this game and close it very quickly, then you're going to have a lot of teams in the other groups looking at a game like this, looking at the G2 versus Albus game as well and saying, we want to face those guys. Because they've shown 2 games in a row now that they can really fall behind early and just keep giving up kills.
Here comes that tether from Gorilla there, and they just chain everything onto Kira, and he just went down instantly. Lecrit, though, with a really nice Cosmic Binding, was able to enable Steos to try to salvage that situation, but unfortunately couldn't finalize the kill onto Prey there.
A little too aggressive, perhaps. It's Smeb coming down to try and get some damage done and take the tower and maybe even dive at ROX. A little on the back foot as Albus Nox Luna will push themselves forward. But this gold league got out of control so quickly. ROX are already 3.5, 4th up, gold ahead. Look at Steos here as Kuro does make his way into the ultimate this time, and that's a flash forward out actually from Albus Nox Luna. They'll tie up 2 once more with the Cosmic Binding, but ROX just continue to apply pressure after pressure on Albus Nox Luna. They're going to run out of health bars, summoners, towers. At some point, this is cascades for ROX, and they'll grow this lead more and more, which is a huge worry for ANX right now.
Definitely is a big issue when you don't get these towers down as well, because you need that gold to kind of snowball yourself or throw yourself towards the first and 2 item spikes, so you can start fighting. If you look at your items right now, you see an Ezreal being pretty far ahead of a Lucian, the kills, the farm, everything. So Lucian would normally have that super good mid game against a tier champion. It's not really going to be that impactful because this Ezreal's going to hit 2 items before Lucian even gets close to his second item. It's going to be like Ghostblade completed for him, and then Prey picks up his second item at the same time and will just be much, much stronger. So this is just ROX Tigers in the driving seat. As long as they don't make any crazy, crazy dives, they can just keep getting more gold.
And they're rotating top lane right now, trying to pick up this tower, but they're not going to be able to. Kira rotates up. Peanut going to be able to clear that pink ward, as we can see on the mini-map. But this is just basically going to be a posture from both teams. Obviously, Rise wants to complete into that, into his items and continue to scale up. They're not looking for a fight right now. Kuro even stealing away blue buff.
They're just looking to apply pressure over the entire map. What they're doing is they pick a strong side of the map, and that's where they send most of their members, so that's the top side. Right now, the Rise, no one can duel him 1v1, so he's safe to sit in the side lane. They don't have to play around him. They play around Prey instead, who's the most fed member, and they know if they just keep having 3 or 4 guys where Prey is, they can push all the way into tower, get a bit of poke, get a bit of damage on the turret, and then you also separate Albus, NoX, Luna, and let that Rise sit in the side lane and getting a 1v1.
Yeah, and one of the rarer things this tournament has been the Rift Herald right here, and this is because it's an opportunistic buff. Generally, you can only take it if there's almost nothing else to do on the map, because it is very risky to take if you can get contested, but it's a very big pickup if you do secure it.
Well, nice there to go over to Smeb, who, again, has gone pretty even in the lane, but will be happy to get it relatively late throughout the game. The half for 20 minutes, of course, so 35 minutes on the buff. Not the latest possible. We did see that already in the tournament, but again, things just continue to go right here for ROX. They are slowing down a bit, and ANX are holding onto some of their turrets, but that should finish at some point. They'll start crashing down and get further ahead, and ANX will have a 7,000, 8,000, maybe even 10,000 gold lead to contest with, and we're only 15.5 minutes into the game. That's the craziest thing.
Exactly. ROX Tigers, it almost feels like we're further into the game and they've just been playing well, gotten a small advantage, but no, they've just gotten so many kills, so much extra gold. Peanut picked up the Rift Herald buff as well. So just make his Elise even stronger. Rumble is not a split pusher. He's going to join his team every time. They want Peanut in a situation where he can invade in 1v1, get a bit of extra damage as well down. If he finds the enemy jungler, just set up this Elise to be a carry, basically. We know he's going to go full AP, just like last game.
Yep. And top tier 1 tower will fall now for ANX. And with this going down and Dragon coming up in 20 seconds, I mean, the bot lane for ROX Tigers is going to recall, rotate to that, and we can expect to see a team fight break out. And it's a second Cloud Drake, which it's not the worst. ROX would have liked a Mountain Drake or an Inferno Drake more, but it's still a win given that it's tier 2.
Exactly. Don't be greedy. You get the towers, you get the kills. You take whatever dragon the game wants to give you. You're happy, you're smiling while you take it. Seems like they actually are fine giving it up. Actually, no, never mind. They are moving, so this might be...
Might as well fight, right? That's so
big
far
fight
ahead.
for Albus. There are some good items complete on Albus now. Ghost Blade, Hex Core as well.
Oh. Man, to get protopelts himself into the wall. Drake will actually go over to ANX, so nice little take there, but Kuro may be locked up there. W's down. Good damage though from the Rise. Kuro Rotovate is ticking up, only getting stronger. ANX might have to give this up here. Smeb ready with TP and level 2 ultimate. This will be a tough defense if Albus, NoX, Luna choose to try and save this out of mid.
I mean, at some point they have to try and fight. The problem is they would like to get more items under their belt, but they won't really be able to because you know ROX Tigers are going to keep forcing. So while ROX Tigers are still, not max level, not sitting on multiple completed items, Albus might just have to try and fight because they have enough damage in the early game. And there's a lot of squishy members on the ROX Tiger side to just try a catch with the Bard. If you hit it, get 1 or 2 kills, it buys you more time. If you don't, you're just gonna lose your towers anyway.
Yeah, and they as you mentioned, they need to fight before Rise gets that second item or before Rumble completes one of his first major core items.
Zoning ulti from the Rise, that's...
I love it.
Very defensive ulti from the crit.
Ooh, Steos actually chunked out as well. That's bad news, but Kuro caught out. Can they catch him though? Here's a question. He has Pop Ghost. He's got Flash as Prey. Look for an ultimate. Does not snipe anyone. Prey a little low though to take damage from Kira, who used the ultimate, but Prey can still poke in here. ROX likely to continue their siege, although looking at the recalls on the minimap, actually taking their time and look to reset the situation. ROX are playing very carefully this game, which
yes.
I do like to see.
A lot of teams at Worlds have taken a lot of chances in the early game. It's given us very exciting games, a lot of action, a lot of fights, a lot of dives, and everything going on. If you get a big advantage and you just play super, super safe, you get a game like this, where you almost never give the other team a chance to get back. We say that, and Koro might actually be caught.
Not good here, but Smurf are going to contend with Gorilla, coming in to save his mid laner there as well. Kuro starting to maybe get pressure a bit here in the side lane, and Kira back in to Prey, who has stayed in the mid lane to try and keep pushing it in. ROX again there. A little slow to kind of reset these things, staggering their backs a bit, but looks like Peanut and Gorilla will maybe move bot to make another play, but do have to protect Prey right now. Although Liquid caught could be bad stuff. Good flash out of the tether. He will keep his life for now.
Yeah, and Baron coming up now in a minute here. It looks like Stejos looking to steal away this blue buff, and it's going to go uncontested. And bot tier 1 turret probably not going to fall as we see Kuro and Peanut moving over there. But Gorilla is here.
So they're trying to gank bot lane, but top lane as well. We have Albus trying to gank on Smeb.
Very nice from Peanut. Now's the Cocoon. He's going to proto-belt in for the kill with Smeb. Maybe get caught here. Can he outplay 1v3? Not this time around. Liquid with, of course, the kill.
And we simply had two top laners pushing for the turrets without any backup. They both go down, so they trade 1 for 1, but now Kira in mid lane.
Oh, good ult there from Kira. Prey trying to make the big play here. No ulti from Ezreal means that Kira will likely live, and that tick almost takes out Prey. Late shield from Gorilla, but it doesn't matter. Here comes Stejos. He's looking for the ulti. Does have it. Doesn't get this time, but Gorilla blocks it. There's one, forcing the flash out as the Fate forces Gorilla to play back.
A lot of flash is being used here. No flash for Karma, no flash for Ezreal. If there is a potential fight, this might be the best moment for Albus to try and pull their way back for real. Dragon is spawning fairly soon, and the flashes won't be available for that fight.
Yeah, and one of the things to note is that anytime that they trade summoners on ADC or mid, it comes up sooner for ROX Tigers because of those Ionian boots. So it's not exactly a one-to-one fight, but Victor does have it.
Well, Peanut goes in again.
Also dead.
Stejos trying something there as Peanut just destroying people once again. 4-0-2 almost takes out Stejos as they want this turret.
Just want to remind people, Olaf was banned instead of Elise.
Yep.
And Elise was insta-lock, again like last game.
Ooh, nice try. Doesn't get it this time, but Peanut again playing up and aggressive. Stejos just can't really do anything about it. Gonna get himself Cocoon. Peanut wants to close the gap and get himself another kill. Moves his way down, takes one down, mid-turret goes, and it's just all gone up in flames for Albus Nox Luna right now.
20 minutes in, everything is falling apart, much like the game against G2 for Albus Nox Luna. Not been the two greatest games to end this group stage on, but they are in the quarterfinals. They will be very happy with that. They can be very proud as well. And now they will have a week to get ready for quarterfinals. So will the ROX Tigers. Judging from the game right now, it will be ROX Tigers as the first seed, as expected. So I guess all this craziness in the end didn't actually matter for the top Korean team.
Yep. And this game right now, it's just slipping away from NoX. And with Ocean Drake coming up next, I actually wouldn't be surprised to see ROX not take it.
Just go Baron instead?
Then just go Baron instead, because it's not an objective that they really need. But NoX needs the dragons to keep respawning to maybe hope to get to an Elder Drake fight at some point. And so just by not taking it, you deny that from ever happening.
Yeah, I don't think NoX can get multiple Baron steals like ROX managed to do when they played earlier. ROX have shown they're very, very good ones actually setting up that deep vision around the Baron. Start the Baron, they disengage from it and take a team fight or just back away and reset the whole thing.
Well, you can see ROX, we've mentioned it before, but just how far they're ahead based on the game is pretty nuts right now. 22 minutes in, Gorilla and Stejos having a battle, but Gorilla just gets away by shielding himself. Peanut clearing out the vision. NoX are poised to try and contest here, but they're 8,000 gold and counting behind at 22.5 minutes. ROX just have everything in their favor right now. And you said at Divicio, NoX do have to pick some fight, but it gets worse as the game goes on.
We're looking at Liquid. We gotta see that ulti.
Give me the big bot ult.
Like there's been no flash on Gorilla, no flash on Kuro before this. There were targets. Peanut another one if you get him before he repels up in the air. It is so difficult as a bot when you're like the main engage now. Because that ulti is fairly predictable as well. And if it's too far away, you can just move out of it.
Maybe looking for something there, but doesn't go in. Just pops the ghost and threatens to make a play there. ROX playing around the Ocean Drake, just going to walk back to it. Smurf is building up rage in the bottom half here, but NoX looks like they're not going to pull the trigger. They might try to do something with Liquid, but they have to go now. And not going to get it. ROX to kill the Drake, and actually Prey going to go in there. Peanut, good flash there, but everyone else is coming in. I think Kuro does make it forward. Good snipe there, but they found Kira. Damage is great there as Smurf rocks down the equalizer, flashes forward, and make sure the kill goes down. Stejos still going to live, but a good hourglass there from Smurf. He's going to save him. Gorilla takes out Stejos. Good ult there from Smurf. Does take out Gorilla, but Prey and Peanut still fighting on the other side, and that's 3 kills to 1, I believe, in favor of ROX Tigers.
Yeah, and A Miracle and Liquid do manage to get out there, but honestly, at what cost? They just burned so many summoners, and ROX Tigers were able to actually secure the dragon. So this is not what NoX needed to happen, because now it probably means they're going to lose this mid-tier 2 turret.
Sadly for them, they probably would have lost it anyway in this situation. ROX Tigers in full control. looking at that sweet, sweet first place right now. We'll probably look back at the last 2 weeks and be disappointed in a lot of ways. We expected much more. Weak early games have been fixed by picking at least for them in the last 2 games at least. We see the fight from before. Stun just doesn't connect from Kira. He has no flash. He's in a choke point against a Rumble as well. Not exactly the greatest spot to be in. Stayhurst kind of jumps into it, into the flame spit. It's like, oh.
And Smurf ended up trying to get Gorilla, but he could not. And, I mean, Lecrit and Americal, they tried to salvage the fight as best as they could, but they're too far behind.
Yeah, and the sheer amount of damage like Smeb, Kuro, and Prey are all doing right now, especially given again the time the game is kind of just out of control at this stage. 10,000 gold up now officially for the ROX Tigers and ANX. We've seen like one miracle game to get themselves into the quarterfinals. I don't know if they have another one in them, and ROX looking so clean, so crisp, and finally getting it all together when it mattered here, trying to take first here in the group. The last 2 games, this one included, of course, as we are still playing, have been probably their best games of the tournament so far. Do they close strong here and show just how good the #1 team from Korea is? We'll have to find out.
So far, so good. We can't really question anything they've been doing in this game. Can't call anything wrong. We can just praise them for playing slow and steady. Don't give NX a single chance to get back. The last thing maybe we can fault them for is the Baron execution. But knowing the ROX Tigers, they're probably going to be just fine there. Lecrit is caught out. He's trying to escape.
Forced to flash. Ulti isn't up for Gorilla. Prey moves in. That's an easy kill for Smeb. And NX just giving them away. Now, we haven't seen that big play to try and get themselves in the game, and they're just running out of time. Kira again getting styled on by Peanut as he proto belts in. Aggressive dive, but the damage is there. Kira barely lives and almost gets some kills. Snipes him. There was 2 ultis coming. Smeb gets that one.
And now that's going to mean the top tier 2 turret is going to go down. And also, I have to point out, the Steos' build, I'm not a very big fan of it. You need damage, and the Phantom Dancer, it just doesn't do it. I feel like it's a very old style of Graves, and that's not the type of thing that they needed to do in this game.
Wants to shoot fast.
Correct.
Or reloads.
Well, he's going to do that, but again, with only 1 item completed, no more is making it troublesome as the Lecrit trying to do something here, but too much damage for the ROX Tigers.
I like the top lane trade. Peanut with the AP Assassin Elise going in. I guess Kuro's here for support, nothing else.
I like this, so ANX pushing in, but that's another threatening ultimate. Are they only one there? The 3 members out of the ROX Tigers in. Sales gets blown to pieces. Prey now unstoppable.
Now ROX Tigers probably looking poised to take this Baron, as there's no smite available for ANX. And honestly, Victor does not have the type of damage where he can threaten to try to steal it. So unless Peanut really messes up here, this is going to be a free Baron for the Tigers.
Did you jinx it? Let's see. Cast a curse.
Easy.
Nope.
Peanut very crisp and clean there. Does get the Baron. Jungler dead means it should have been straightforward, and it was for the ROX Tigers. And ANX just haven't play it, and ROX keep making them. That's a great thing. They've been very proactive in this game. From the early game, now 27.5 minutes in, looking to close it out.
Yeah, very few junglers we actually trust with their smites, but Peanut is one of them. He's been spot on whenever he's been around this Baron here. Secures another one. Tower going down. Albus, NoX, Luna. We're looking at a last team fight, but honestly, even if you do win a last team fight, it might be too late, and ROX Tigers is looking to show dominance and securing that first seed.
Yeah, and they're probably just going to take this mid inhibitor and then back off. That's what I would like to see them do, because it is very slow and steady, and now they're going to move up to top lane, where they do have another minion wave right at that tier 3 turret. And honestly, ANX, they can't even resist this. They don't have the type of wave clear that they need. They don't have the damage. They can't go on them.
This is so hard for the create every ulti. You said it, it's feast or famine, Deficio.
Yeah.
You either make the big play and keep your team in the game, or win them the game, or this happens. And who's going in this time? It's no one. I love this game. Who's in the ulti? No one this time, but Smeb flashes in, takes out Miracle. Licorice maybe goes down as well. And ROX are so far ahead, though. Clean sweep, perhaps, through the back 2 games here. ANX are living for a little while longer, but ROX are going to try and end it on now.
Trying to get some kills at the fountain. The Nexus turrets are still alive. Minions are here now, and they're buffed by the Baron. 3 guys to defend on the side of Albus.
And they're all full HP, but I don't think that the tower is actually going to be able to live. It looks like there's too many minions pouring in here. Kira 19 seconds away, a Miracle 5 seconds away, but there's only one tower remaining.
I mean, Gorilla's tanking there with his face, but relatively tanky on the Karma. Smoke goes in, looks for the ulti, finds a couple with the Nexus. Now Opus, Liquid, almost going to go down. And ROX Tigers, better late than never, show up to end their tournament and finish #1 in Group A.
Yeah, definitely feels like in the end, ROX Tigers said, it's serious now. We actually almost lost our first seed and we almost lost everything.
Yeah, they almost didn't make it out of groups.
Exactly.
This would be insane.
Wouldn't even have advanced if they hadn't beaten CLG. So really seems like ROX Tigers put on a try-hard hat here in the end. Played some very serious games. Not really risking anything. Good pick and ban phases, good execution in-game. We got the Elise from Peanut again. 7-0-6 in this game, 10-1 in the other one.
You can't give Peanut Elise. You just can't give him Elise or his Nidalee.
But the Olaf ban.
But the Olaf ban. That was the most suspect thing for me the entire day, because Peanut hasn't shown that he plays it. So why ban Olaf? It doesn't make any sense, because it's very unlikely that ROX Tigers are going to resort to an Olaf composition in their final game.
Right. They've been banning it themselves. We haven't really seen Peanut play it. Still, after some weeks, more practice, people do pick up a lot of different champions. Smeb played NoX for the first time all summer in the last game. This one, he gets his Rumble, often banned against him. Great performance from him. Everyone honestly played well. It all started level 1, level 2 with the jungle gank that failed. Bot lane lost from Albus. They got